And we're back. Hi, welcome to the DriveTimes podcast. We are your hosts, the Dad Bods. My name is Tony.
My name's Alex.
Hey, and this is just a podcast where we talk about some fun, upbeat, lighthearted stuff, some weird stuff, stuff that makes you go, ooh, or stuff that makes you go, ah.
Ooh and ah, I like it.
Right? So we're just going to jump right into it. Alex, do you have a story? Do you want to start?
Do it. For real, though, I do have one, but because we do like the odd stuff, the funny stuff, the things that aren't like in the mainstream, like just stuff that we can conversate about.
Yeah.
This one, I guess, is something like that. It's more or less me connecting with this in a spiritual and like personal level more than anything.
Okay.
It was from Australia. It's this huge, well-fed snake was caught in Australia, and they dubbed him Chonk. Yeah.
Is that why you feel like you connect with him?
Chonk?
Your spirit animal, Chonk?
My spirit animal is this giant 6-foot venomous snake from Australia.
Right.
It's a red-bellied black snake is what they're called. And this snake catcher caught him, and it's big. I'll put a picture up here, our audio listeners. I mean, it's 6 feet, but it is wide. It's got a wide angle on this snake. It says the snake grew up in this lake, this creek system. This creek system, and it was kept well fed with fish and frogs. And the Australian snake catcher literally said, "I'm going to name you Chonk." Chonk. Chonk.
Chonk. What a chonker. That is a big boy right there.
He is a chunker. A chonker.
A chonker.
But I just, again, spiritual level, personal level, this is me as a snake.
Yeah.
I am the human chonk. And I love it.
I'm picturing you like eating as a snake. Like you weren't like the couch after like a long day at work. You know, you go out, you like look for food, you find some frogs, and you find
unhinge my jaw.
You just sit at the couch and just the jaw splits open. You just
shove a whole Chipotle burrito.
But also like not using your hands, you kind of lay the burrito on the couch and just slither through it.
Oh my gosh,
that's how you.
That's
feast.
how snakes do it.
Yeah, that's how snakes do it.
This is how the chonk.
I think you need to live more like the snake. Just where the food's at is where you're at. Just hang out there.
I'm going to hang out in a McDonald's parking lot. The seagulls get the fries? No, it's the chonk. I slither by their car. Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, we don't go to that McDonald's anymore. That's since Chonk. He's a human being, but he calls himself Chonk, and he pretends to be a snake. The woman in the minivan
with 6 kids looks down and goes, "You don't have to unhinge your jaw to eat one French fry." Oh God! Suck up one.
How does he do that? How does he put his jaw back together?
It's not even a fry though. It's a half-lit cigarette someone threw, and I thought it was a fry. They don't call me Chonk for nothing. Take a puff out of it and eat it.
Oh my gosh! Good for that snake.
Yeah, this one was a quick one.
Well, I mean, when you don't, there's no currency in the animal kingdom. It's you thrive or you die. You survive by being the most dominant of your species.
You survive if you thrive,
right?
And you die if you don't eat pie.
And he has a
lot of
pie,
a lot of frog pie,
a lot of pie,
a lot of fish pie.
I mean, is the snake alive, or did they like kill the snake, or
no,
just
no,
like, what's up, man?
No,
little chunk.
No, they don't like mess with them. They're the most encountered snakes on the east coast of Australia, and they're responsible for a huge number of bites every year of snakes, but they don't like kill people. So even though they're venomous, I don't think they like kill people. But I think Chonk, you're going to die of a heart attack because of the cholesterol he injects.
I don't think you have to worry about Chonk because I don't even think he can catch up to you and bite you. Yeah. And you're right. I think that the cholesterol is clogging his venom ducts.
No, I was saying his venom ducts inject cholesterol into your veins.
He's venomous because this particular red-bellied black snake is venomous because he just gives you type 2 diabetes.
Instantly. Oh, my God.
He doesn't even, inject venom into your bloodstream. He just,
Oh, gosh.
Just
He
develop a triple
regurgitates
chin.
insulin. He's like, you get the first one for free, kid. And then he slithers away. That's horrible. Instant type 2 diabetes.
Man. But seriously, though.
The Chonk.
What a chunk. That's inspiring, though. You know? I would run if I saw one of those. A big chonker just sliding
Yeah, I
out.
know.
You ever seen the movie
Snakes on a
Anaconda?
Plane?
Yeah, there's a lot of snake
I've
movies,
seen
actually.
Anaconda.
Yeah, Anaconda was not the music video.
No, the one with I saw that one. The scene that creeped me out the most was because I would get sleep paralysis as a kid.
Oh, right.
Like, there are real demons out there who mess with you like that.
Yeah.
That you can't move. And there's a scene in Anaconda where, and I'm not going to say spoiler alert to any of you out there because Anaconda's been out for like freaking 15 years. And if you haven't seen it yet,
Yeah, I
Just
think it's
go-
a late 90s movie. I think it's been out for 20
in
years.
a bed of anacondas and see what happens. And that'll just be the movie.
Right,
You know, the
okay.
guy, they put the super poisonous spider like in his shoe or whatever,
Ugh.
and it bites him in the hut, and it paralyzes him. And so he's sitting there, he's going, and he's paralyzed on the wall, and all you see is a shadow of the anaconda coming over him and eating him whole.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, whenever I get sleep paralysis, I'm like, there's going to be a freaking anaconda.
Your sleep paralysis demon's named Chunk.
The Chonk.
He
And
just
he
sits
is
there,
an anaconda.
and he's just eating some French fries in front of you, and that's all he does.
and I can't
You're just
move.
like, I just want some fries.
Dude, that movie messed me up. That just one scene.
Yeah.
Everything
There
else, it
was-
was like a B-rated movie. But
Yeah,
still.
it was not a good movie, really. If you look back on it, it was pretty
CGI-stic.
cheesy. Yeah. But there was one scene in the movie where like you just see like a quick shot of like the anaconda swimming in the water, and then it was just after he ate one of the characters, and all you see is like his face pressed up against the belly of the anaconda,
That's
like
messed
poking
up.
through the skin. And I was like,
I
"Ugh."
kind of remember that.
But snake movies don't bother me nearly as much as like spider movies do.
Like arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia freaked me out, dude.
For real?
I was like in 4th grade, and my parents was flipping through the channel. Then it was on the Sci-Fi channel, and then there was like these cat-sized spiders, and
Remember
then
the
it was
barn?
like, yeah, the barn, where like the guy
barn.
got webbed up, and then you just see like the strand of, and he just pulls him away. I was like, ugh. Freaked me out eternally.
Well, freaked me out because as a human, you kind of understand that we are the top of the food chain.
Right.
That we have tools and
Thumbs.
weapons and thumbs
Brain
that can
capacity.
defeat and subdue these creatures. Now, again, if you're naked and afraid like they are in the show, Naked and Afraid, you're naked and you're afraid because you don't have the tools you need.
Yeah, we don't have fangs.
But in
armor.
arachnophobia, there's this one Terminex guy or whatever pest control guy who comes in with like the spider
Chemicals,
poison and
yeah.
the chemicals and starts spraying the spider using the tools that we've developed over generations upon generations of studying these animals.
Right.
And you're literally like, he sprays the spider, it should curl up and die immediately. It just keeps going. And that freaks me out mentally. When you are using everything in your power as a evolved human being who is in the top of the food chain,
Right.
and none of it works.
Mm-hmm.
Now what are you doing?
Yeah.
You might as well just get naked and be afraid.
Yeah, right?
We're back in the Stone Age, man. We're done.
Yeah, it's amazing how humans have survived this long, given some of the things that were on this earth
Yeah.
during our time. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, a naked human.
Leopolodons.
Leopleurodon. Those are big boys.
Big boys.
Leopleurodon.
Charlie.
Yeah, right? That's where I was going with that.
Yep.
Yeah, but, spider movies, man.
Sharknadoes.
I don't know. Well, if that had to have happened once. Yeah, like a shark just floated up to the surface of the Atlantic. And
the
it just-
universe. History of the universe.
Even just if it was like one or two, a Sharknado had to have existed at some point in the continuity of humanity.
I hope so.
I really do. That'd be entertaining as anything.
Right?
Just to see that in real life.
I mean, they made a documentary about it. 4 of
Sharknado?
them.
Oh, yeah, right?
The movies.
Oh. They just redid the movie. Well, I mean, the premise, but with alligators in Florida.
Alligator volcano.
Yeah, it was called Crawl, and they said that it was like pretty suspense for what it was.
Yeah.
But also, like the whole premise of the movie was like this girl was trapped in a basement surrounded by alligators. But
Ugh.
yeah, I mean it was creepy. But what Florida homes have basements?
You're right.
Yeah, plot hole.
That's
Boom. Can't happen. Doesn't exist.
You're done.
Yeah.
I mean, deep in the mainland, but that's not even where like all the alligators are.
Yeah, that's
They're
what I
in the
mean.
swamps
they said
where you
it
can't have the basement.
Yeah. What's the point of a state that is pretty much at sea level throughout its whole state
It's true.
having a basement? Terrible
it's like
idea.
the Louisiana, the New Orleans of states.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Below sea level. Awful idea.
What you got for me, Tony?
I got you. Speaking of Florida, Florida Man is back in town.
Okay.
So we talk about Florida Man a lot on this show because we look up for some funny, weird stuff, and Florida Men will always deliver.
No matter
some
what.
weird stuff.
We could
all
have
the
just
time.
one podcast of the Florida Man podcast.
Yes, we got to get like a buzzer to like hit every time that it says like Florida.
That's what I'm
Man.
saying, and then have like a little jingle. Florida Man, something crazy.
Yeah, I'll work on that when I get home. So Florida Man, he normally does, like one episode we did where he got arrested because he was peeing in the ice
Maker.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just a lot of them. This one is complete opposite spectrum of that. This is a well-aged 93-year-old Florida man.
Oh.
By the name of Howard. I mean,
what?
Howard.
What a name.
So so this man has been living in Florida for 20 years, and he just turned 93, and he just went swimming in the ocean for the first time. That's pretty much it. That's the whole premise of the story.
Living in Florida?
He's lived in Florida for 20 years, but he's never, ever been to the ocean.
For fear?
No, he just never is gone. He's never, according to
That's
his daughter.
insanity.
Yeah, according to his daughter, he just wasn't motivated at the time. And his daughter Sandra came from Alabama, picked him up, and he said, "Hey, I want to go to the beach." And she's like, "Yeah, okay." And he had a trip, man. He had so much fun. There's a picture of him, and he's at the beach in a t-shirt, his hat, long khakis,
long pants,
and socks.
Oh my gosh,
socks and shoes. Like this picture right here, I'll put it up right here. He's just so adorable. I mean, look at this guy.
Cute little old man,
right? And that's his daughter, and they just went to the beach. That's all. That's pretty much this whole story, and it warms my heart.
For me, I need backstory because this guy looks like he's been in Nam, man. This guy looks like he stormed the beaches of Normandy. Are you just
right?
Like,
yeah.
Like he's seen a beach. Dang it.
Yeah.
So 20 years just in Florida and not seen the ocean, not been to the ocean.
Yeah, he's not been to the ocean.
What does he do? Is
ever.
he a coal miner?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Dawn the Dust for
it doesn't say. Everyone's
years?
just wondering what he's going to do for his 94th birthday.
Right? Go to the moon.
That's all it is. Just
escalate very quickly.
And his daughter was just saying, he just had a great day. He got like a nice beach wheelchair with like the big wheels.
Yeah,
the
beach chairs for the wheels.
And she's just said that he had a blast. There was a picture of him in the water. He actually goes in the water, and he had a great time, which is good because you see a lot of like hydrotherapy stuff for like people learning to walk again.
Yeah,
or
like
stuff
the story
like that.
we posted a couple weeks ago.
I bet if you've never really felt like the weightlessness of water,
it is an experience.
And he said that he had a blast because of. He's like, look, I float just like a cork. Is exactly what he said. And he was just
How
like,
would he know
isn't
that
this
if
great?
never
Look
seen
at
the
the
ocean?
sky, look at the clouds. It's a nice sunny day.
I'm breaking through this man's story.
Right.
How would he have known what a cork does in the ocean if he hasn't been to the ocean? What does he know, the YouTubes? My thing with this is it's super wholesome and it's super nice. That's about it. That's what it is.
That's really it. Because anytime I see anything Florida Man, I'm like, oh God, what did he do now? It's always like he crashes a golf cart in a Walmart, or he's peeing in ice makers, or he's just like getting arrested for
something insane.
Yeah, like in a T-Rex
Remember that whole
costume.
bath salts epidemic? I think we already talked about this, but I mean that started in Florida. It's not like these things don't make it into the mainstream media without first originating somewhere in Florida.
Yes, I mean Florida has just such a high population of.
And I could understand it if it was like
ridiculous.
California or Texas, but it's the size of like not that huge.
Yeah,
it's just a middle-sized state,
mm-hmm.
and it's got the most diverse population of people. Whether it's people who've never seen the freaking ocean before, or people who get high and try to eat people's flesh. Like
yeah, right. And
There's no middle ground.
For an older gentleman who's 93, he was 73, I guess, when he moved into Florida. Yeah. For him to say, I'm old, let's go somewhere calm like Florida. And that doesn't happen. There's only really like 2 or 3 sides to the state of Florida. I've been five times in Florida.
How many to Disney?
5.
See, like for people outside of Florida, that's all Florida.
Yeah, I've never been south of Orlando, but I mean, there's like swamp, there is sunny beaches, and like your Miami Keys type city, and then there is Disney.
Yeah,
that's really all there is to Florida.
That's true.
That's about it. But I mean, it's a peninsula surrounded completely by water.
No, that's an island.
Well, it's a peninsula surrounded on 3 sides.
There
by
we
water.
go.
But it's a long and thin state. So I mean, you drive pretty much 2 hours in any direction, you're going to find water.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I guess in Maryland, sorry to cut you off, but in Maryland, it's like we're spoiled because we're a small state and we have the Chesapeake Bay cutting it directly in half.
That's very true.
And we have a lake, we have a bay, and we have an ocean all on all sides of us.
Yeah.
So I guess we're spoiled.
We are. I mean, you can drive 4 hours and be in the mountains, and you can drive 4 hours and be at the ocean.
Yeah.
And not many places can have that kind of a vast, vast type of ecosystem like that, where it just is one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
You can go fishing for crabs or snorkeling with sharks and octopus, or hiking the Appalachian Trail. It's a lot. Yeah. And there's a lot of historical stuff here, too.
There's a ton. Baltimore used to be an amazing city. Baltimore
the port still is.
The port, yeah. Baltimore really has its
moments. What other
moments.
port can come into, like, $300 million worth of cocaine? Remember that barge that got caught by the Coast Guard?
Right?
They was coming to the port of Baltimore.
Yeah, what are you going to do, man? Okay.
Yeah. See, for you got the beautiful, colorful, good Florida man story, the one in a million, the gem. And you know what I got here? I got the poop.
Oh, you have a Florida man story?
I got the Florida man.
Oh boy, hit me
who
with
was
it.
arrested after pelting his girlfriend with McDonald's sweet and sour sauce packets. I mean, it's just the title. These clickbaity crap articles, they get you. They draw you in, and that's what we're here to do, is take the draw-in clickbait and talk about it.
We're going to decipher it for you.
Yeah. We're going to open up the bag that was on fire on your front porch and pick out the poop.
That's a good one. All right, so tell me about Mr. Florida.
I mean, really, that's about it. So
it's cut and dry. Everything Florida men do is just cut and dry. They go to the beach and they throw sweet and sour packets.
So this Florida guy, this Florida man was arrested because he got angry at his girlfriend who, quote unquote, bought the wrong food from McDonald's. And a felony battery complaint was put in for him. Jesus Ferreira Jr., age 30, attacked his girlfriend, with whom he has a child with, in their motel in Tampa.
Man, it gets worse every word you say.
Exactly. It builds on itself. She bought the wrong food from McDonald's. So, what do you do in this kind of situation? Well, in Maryland, I can tell you we have a nice civil conversation about what's going on. Claire has actually come home with the wrong food from Taco Bell before. We see a commercial. She was pregnant, so she was craving stuff. And, I had a specific budget set out for her cravings. Whatever she wants, she gets. But you know what? Sympathy, pregnancy, cravings is real. Mm-hmm. I started craving the things that she wanted as much as she did, if not more, because I'm a man. I don't know how that correlates, but anyway. So we saw a Taco Bell commercial for the 5-layer Crunchwrap Supreme. So it was the double Crunchwrap. That was not the 5-layer, double Crunchwrap Supreme. And I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. And it was like in a box with the cinnamon curlies, and which are actually pasta, which I didn't know. It's like legit.
Is it really?
They're legit pasta noodles that are fried.
Wow. And it's just the cinnamon sugar that you love.
That's it. That's pretty much it. It's
you can pretty much just scrape them down and just eat a spoonful of it.
You could fry a dead rat and
soak it in cinnamon sugar.
Soak it in cinnamon sugar. I'm going to crunch on that thing all day.
I mean, it's also Taco Bell, so we may have already.
It might be a couple.
But
little
that's
rat
why
tails in it.
that's why we love Taco Bell.
Yeah. But anyway, she got the chalupa box instead, but she didn't check the bag before she left. And so I came home, I was like, what the heck? And we had a nice civil conversation where I said, Clara, this is unacceptable. In like a halfway funny way. And she's like, well, it's still food, ain't it? And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then we ate and we watched the show and we went to bed. That's how the conversation...
Salsa Verde packets at her, right?
That's the conversation that would happen in Maryland. And most other states, a similar fashion. In Florida, you get the wrong food from McDonald's, you getting pelted in the face. And this isn't where it stops. So he smashed her head and face in with sweet and sour sauce packets. Because he was so angry that she bought the wrong food. Now this looks like a guy who will hit you in the face with sweet and sour.
Oh yeah.
This dude is straggly, man. This dude looks like a scrapper. This dude looks like he couldn't.
You can't hide them ears behind that beard. I tell you that.
No, he can't. I'm throwing that picture up right here. But for real though, so they said the struggle ensued, and he allegedly pinned the girlfriend to the ground and placed his palm on her face and pressed down to the ground using his body weight, which prompted the woman to rip out part of his beard. This just keeps going.
Oh my gosh.
So, officers are called in. The dude left the motel, and then he was arrested and booked a block away and put in jail with a felony battery charge.
Good.
How can you... There's so much to life. And
this is what brings you down. This is how you get famous.
This is just, to me, a brain that doesn't understand how to make certain logical steps to reality.
I bet you, and also, it's the way, I mean, obviously, you don't hit women, you don't hit your girlfriend,
Amen,
whom you have a child with, right? Just everything. Everything above that is wrong. But...
You wasted the sauce.
Yeah. But we would not be talking about this right now if it wasn't the way that he did it.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, okay, so a lot of people will hit somebody else. Or a lot of people will get arrested for battery.
Sure.
Not good stuff, right?
Nope.
But we don't hear about them. This doesn't
That's
turn
true.
into a nationwide thing.
Yeah. Domestic violence is just a statistic, really.
Yes, and it's bad. It really is.
No, I didn't mean it like it's only
to
a
clarify.
To clarify, domestic violence is horrible and happens daily and should be stopped.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, to Tony's point, social justice warrior people, to his point is, you don't hear about every single itty bitty domestic violence.
Yes.
Not that they're itty bitty, they're all wrong.
It's getting bad, man.
No, you don't hear about each individual one on the news. It becomes a statistic, like 30% of this domestic violence.
So point said, it's bad. Knock it off. Stop doing it. But this guy got famous because he did it with sweet and sour sauce.
That's true.
That is the whole point in what we're talking about here. That is why this guy has his name known throughout the country, because sweet and sour sauce.
His 15 minutes of fame, and then he's in jail.
Right, and that is on his record forever.
I would like to see him beat up the cafeteria lady at the jail for not giving him the right food.
Right?
Forget stab him in the throat with the big old serving spoon that they use.
Yep. Can you imagine?
Choke him out with the hairnet.
Let's say this guy gets like a death sentence, and all he wants. I mean, of course, it's not going to happen. That's like very extreme. But what if he orders what he originally wanted from McDonald's? His last meal.
His last meal is the McDonald's meal.
And they bring him the wrong one.
Initially.
What did they bring him the wrong one?
And then immediately flip the switch.
That's it.
They don't even let him eat it.
Yep.
It was the whole gag the whole time. And the warden of the prison, like cinematography-wise, it zooms up on her chair. She's facing away from you. And she turns around slowly. Well. And it's his wife.
Oh, my gosh.
Dun-dun.
Oh, we got to make a movie.
And Shyman directed the movie.
I got to call our videographer.
What a twist.
We got to start with the script now.
What a twist.
Oh, man.
I love it.
We got to get a working title.
Yes.
Like Sweet Gone Sour.
Love it. Getting the patent right now.
Yep, right.
None of you listeners ever steal this from us?
Man. So, I don't know how to segue from that story into what I'm going to share next.
Just say it.
So, my mom recommended this story for me. I had a different
shout
one
out
picked
Rosie.
out. Yes, Mama Rose, soon to be. Shoot, what does she want to be called as a grandma?
Graham.
No,
Graham.
she doesn't like that.
Graham.
Graham Cracker. No, that's not it.
What's her name?
She wants to be Gigi. That's what she wants to be called. Gigi.
Hot Gigi.
Yep, that's what she wants.
Hot Gigi.
Hot Gigi? No, oh, you can call her that.
Nah, I don't
she
know.
loves you.
She
So my
does.
mom recommended this story, and she's like, "Oh, this one really resonates with us." And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "So we were both raised Catholic, like very traditional Catholic. All the stuff. You put holy water. You dip your 2 fingers in holy water, and then you do the
You supplement.
yeah." Yeah. Well, so yeah, you like wipe the holy water on your forehead, and then you do the cross, and there's like the giving baskets that are on a basket with a long pole, and there's the confession booth, and there's the altar, and you have to like bow before the altar before you pass from one side of the aisle to the other, and there's hymns, and you have to stand and sit and kneel, and they got a full aerobics workout.
Sounds like a yeah. Sounds like a
So very traditional Catholic. So when I read this story, I was like, wow, this really resonates with me, and I kind of wish I was at this church. So the church that I went to it was built in like the late 1700s.
That's
It's
legit.
been renovated, so it's a very old church.
Sure.
And like I said, everything with Catholicism is very, very traditional. So these 2 altar boys, you've seen altar boys, right?
I know a few.
Yeah, you know a few. So there's some altar boys that. Thank you. There's some altar boys that like. There's basically like 5 or 6 of them that accompany the father. They walk in with his whole procession, and then like 2 of them are like throwing out the things of holy water. They dip it in a bucket, and then they fling it onto you, and then like sometimes you get splattered with a big old wet slap of holy water
of the good.
Or sometimes you get the mist or whatever. And then there's a guy that's swinging a censer burner, which is filled with like
the incense stuff.
Incense, pretty much stuff like that. It's very traditional. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a ritual.
Pretty much. So
what happened with these altar boys?
2 altar boys from Spain were detained overnight because they found inspiration to replace the incense with burning weed, as in marijuana.
The Kush.
The good Kush.
Oh,
that good stuff.
Oh no!
And they replaced the incense with weed, and they got everyone high. Because those things put out a lot of smoke.
Yeah,
they burn a lot. They said that they bought half a kilo of weed, which is a lot. I don't know because
Tony
metric system.
That's so much weed.
But yeah, I can kind of picture.
Did you say you don't know because of metric system?
Right. Yeah, because we're Americans and we're stubborn, and we're the only country in the entire world that doesn't use these measurements. But half a kilo, I'm sure, is a lot.
It's a lot because not that I smoke, or not that I do know people who smoke, but not that like I know a lot. But I know a gram can get a group of people high.
Right.
A gram, and I don't even.
Gram is small.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much this was. I mean, I don't know how much a kilo is. I don't know how much half a kilo is. But so they spent probably a good bit of money on a joke, which props to them because it's kind of funny. But also,
dude, how many people were in this thing?
I don't know how many it says, but they said
have never gotten high in their life.
They didn't say church. They said cathedral. Cathedrals are large.
Yeah, but they do this ritual. Don't they do it like during like a mass or something?
Yeah, they do.
There's got to be people there like singing hymns and then like getting munchies.
Yes, there's got to be a lot of people. I read the whole article. It didn't really say how many people were in the cathedral.
It just was talking about like the kids.
And it was saying so they were arrested overnight because people said like, "Hey, I recognize that smell. That's some dank stuff you got there, man."
He's like.
I hate to be this guy,
Lord's Kush.
But yeah, right. The altar boys said that it was a joke, but they're sure that people left the cathedral happier than ever. Because I mean, like,
they're not wrong.
Catholicism is it's a very specific practice, and they're very, like I said, very traditional, and they read from a lot of very, very early translations of the Bible.
Yeah,
and a lot of it in that context can be depressing from what they talk about. as a kid, because I went to the Catholic Church until I was about 15. And I didn't understand anything they were saying. But some of the stuff that I made out as an older boy, I was like, wow, that was pretty sad. They talk about just death and the pretty much all they really talked about a lot was the Book of Revelations, which is a weird, really weird book. You got to really understand.
You got to know
some
the
stuff.
word.
You really
Revelation
do.
is like the.
It's a pretty extreme side of the
Bible. What would I
Bible.
say it is? It's the PhD. So I have an associate's degree. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. And it's like, if you want to go that next level, you of course get rewarded for it, but you have to have that foundation of
Yes.
Of associate's,
you can know the old
master's.
story. You can know the Old Testament. You can know the story of Jesus from the 4 perspectives. You can know a lot of the stuff, all the Psalms. But like Revelations is a whole different ballgame. And they don't really teach me anything about the Bible in Catholicism. They kind of expected you to know, and I'm like, I don't really
please help me.
Because it takes a lot of training and a lot of study and education to really understand it. It really does. You got to really be in it for a while and really get your mind around it.
I think if you open your mind, dude, to the word.
And that's what these altar boys were saying. They were saying,
yo,
man.
Open it up,
right?
Dude. You got to open your mind to the Lord.
These people were hearing about like dragons and horsemen of the apocalypse. We're going like, whoa.
They're just freaking out.
Man.
Dude. Gnarly. Dude.
I think.
What do you think?
For a video, we read the Book of Revelations.
Backwards.
I was saying after smoking half a kilo of weed.
Holy crap, we'll be dead.
I don't think we'll die.
I don't know.
But I'm sure it's not easy. Those sensor burners put out a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
They really do. Maybe I'll ask my mom. I'll say, like, hey, Mom, how much is half a kilo of weed?
No, just ask your mom to get you one of the incense things.
Right.
We'll
but those things are big. They're, like, probably the size of, like, I'd say, like, a teapot.
Short and stout? There's the handle.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty big, and they can hold a lot in them, and they smoke a lot. So those people were cheery and happy afterwards. They really.
Do you even blaze, dude?
Do you even burn for the Lord?
Do you even burn for the Lord, dude? Do you burn? Do you burn for the Lord, dude? Right. And like all the parishioners are trying to like leave because they don't want to get high, but the priest gets up there and is like, dude, if you don't stay, you don't actually burn for the Lord.
Right?
Like, if you don't burn, like, they make it separate type statements. If you don't burn for the Lord, dude, and get out of my cathedral. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, the priest just said that. We got to burn, dude. Sit down. Old people.
I don't want to talk down on Catholicism, but
we're not.
They will. If there's something that you say that they got to do, they'll be like, yeah, we got to do this for the Lord.
I mean, how do you think the Crusades happened?
Right? Right.
So
there was some back and forth to this article whether or not this was true. And I don't know why, but they said, like, yeah, this thing is legit. I mean, it really happened.
Who's they?
I don't know. They just...
They're in the comments, brah, I burned for the Lord.
Maybe this is just like a way to get new people into the church. Reaching a different demographic. It's just an outreach.
It's an outreach program. I'm just smoking a kilo of
just
weed.
Like, instead of sitting in circles, we sit in rows.
So,
and you don't have to pass anything. You just...
slip around. Jesus. Oh my gosh, what is it? I can't with you. This is crazy.
Right? One day I'm going to take you to Catholic Church. I haven't been
I'm a Boy Scout.
That's true.
Yeah,
all of our meetings are in the basements of a Catholic church. Right? All, right? I've been Boy Scout for like... Oh, no. No. I've been a Boy Scout for 2 years.
I've been to masses. I think I had to like... What is it called? A rosemary?
Oh, the beads.
Yeah, but
there's the prayer beads?
There's like a prayer circle these like women do. No, Hail Marys.
Football?
No, shut up. You know what they are. I'm talking about the rosaries.
Rosaries.
You know what that is? Where they all come and they say, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is
with
thee.
Yes.
like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Well, as a Boy Scout, I had to like volunteer at one of those. So
Right.
I know the Catholic Church. I know they burn. For the Lord.
You burn, bro? I burn for the Lord, bro.
Yeah.
I roll
Dude,
blunts
let's
with the
do that.
oldest Bible paper
Can
because
we
it
get
is so
that
frail.
at the youth groups? That saying start to go.
What, burn for
Just
the
like,
Lord?
just like this, like underground saying for Christians in youth group. Like, bro, do you burn for the Lord?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, bro, I burn.
Like kids will be coming home like after just like a very heavy like worship night, and then be like, "Mom, Dad, I just
burned.
I
So
just
hard.
burned with my youth leader."
I burned so hard. With my
You did
youth
what?
leader.
And they're just like, "I burned."
I burned with the whole youth group, man. They just, the youth leader pulled out this acoustic guitar and just started.
And we
burning.
just started passing these vibes just from one person to the
passing
other,
these
and we just
burns
burned
around.
all night. Be like, why are your eyes so red?
Oh my god,
Man, because
he's crying
Yeah.
from like the spiritual like
yes,
reality of it.
Just like it would just
He's like, his
burn
eyes are so red.
great. Yeah, right.
Karen, his eyes are so
And like
red.
he's like coughing and like losing his voice.
It's because
they're
he was
like-
singing so
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
at the worship
right,
night.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
We
He's
can
like,
get
dude,
some churches in a lot of trouble.
Dude, my youth
burn.
pastor said it's joints for Jesus.
Joints. Right.
But joints is in like joining
Yeah,
together
yes,
in a
right.
congregation. I'm doing that, dude. I'm gonna start a youth group, and it's gonna be called Joints for Jesus, and it's just joining together as one for Jesus, and we're all gonna burn for
For the Lord. Yep. Oh man, this is gonna be great. Nothing. What could go wrong?
A
No.
mob of angry parents who want to know what the heck their kids
They're
are
gonna
burning
show
in
up-
a joint party for Jesus.
We're gonna like send permission slips home for like a campfire,
Oh my god,
and we're gonna say like
smoke inhalation might happen,
right.
but it's just all about a campfire.
We're gonna say like question. Are your kids allergic to nuts? Because I want to make some brownies.
I'm gonna
All right, let's
dessert night.
let's move on before we
Does
get
your
in any
kids
trouble.
have the munchies for the Word of God? Yikes!
We burn, dude. These two boys from Spain, they're onto
They
something.
know how to burn for the
They
Lord.
they do burn.
That's horrible. I love it.
That's great.
Oh.
Thanks, Mom. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Let's go back to Catholic Church sometime.
Speaking of burning and speaking of munchies that you get with burning,
Right.
I mean, I was just physically born with the munchies, so I don't know if getting high would have changed anything in my
Because your
life.
spirit animal is Chonk.
The Chonk. Yeah, baby. But in Japan, they have this thing for desserts. Well, it's more or less just for pancakes. But I didn't know this. So first off, pancakes are seen to be like a breakfast staple, you know? You get a fat stack,
Yeah.
pancakes,
Right.
get some sausages,
Yeah.
get some fried eggs,
Yeah.
get some toasts,
Yeah.
get some butters, get some syrups. You put
Okay,
those
you're making
all
me hungry,
together. You got yourself a nice breakfast, right?
Right.
Wrong. In Japan, it's actually a midday snack or after meal dessert. They're called
Okay.
they're called cafe pancakes,
All right.
and they're not only covered with maple syrup, but they're usually topped with towers of whipped cream and piled with fruit.
Okay.
And they're not they're not for breakfast. They're midday snacks or after meal desserts. So this one person was like, I was a little surprised that one Japanese company took itself down a salty path,
Uh-oh.
making soy sauce for pancakes.
Oh, no.
Hear me out.
I don't like that.
Hear me out.
All right.
I want to try it. I'll put a picture here of it, but it's pancake soy sauce. So this company's been around for like a couple hundred years. It's like one of the
Japan.
a
Everything's
century
old.
old soy sauce maker created a pancake soy sauce just for pancakes.
So I don't even like soy sauce because it is so salty.
I can only do the low sodium one.
There's so
on
much
sushi.
sodium in it. Right.
And of course in your fried rice, because that's fried rice. It's fried rice, you know.
Right. I put the yum yum sauce in there.
Just drown it in yum yum.
Yum yum sauce is basically like Japanese Chick-fil-A sauce, and it's delicious.
So Ishikawa Prefecture, home of the soy sauce, which has been in business for more than 100 years. It's used in a ton of traditional Japanese dishes, but they created a sauce for pancakes, just soy sauce. So this person tested it. Her name's Meg, and she's, I guess, the writer of the article. But she's like, I tested it, and I wanted to see if it would have like a syrupy smell, but it wasn't. It smelled really bitter and had a deep aroma, like soy sauce does. But she poured it over her pancakes anyway. And as she poured it over, it had a syrupy look to it.
It looks, it really does look like syrup.
It looked syrupy. And when she put it on the pancakes, she said it soaked immediately into the pancakes like soy sauce would.
Or syrup.
And she could tell that its consistency was thicker than normal. And it was already absorbed largely into the pancakes. She took a bite of it. And she said that the saltiness and the consistent flavoring of it made it great. She said it was a faint hint of sweetness to the sauce, but primarily a salty sensation, which helped draw the sweetness from the pancake batter itself, and proved to be a rich finish in every mouthful. I don't know. What do you think about this?
Well, okay, I mean, sweet and salty, right? That goes together more than you think it would because they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. So I'm surprised that, I mean... but another thing you have to really take a look at is the time of day that pancakes are accustomed to in Japan. For us, pancakes are 8, 9 a.m. type thing. You know, You wake up on a Saturday morning, you whip up some pancakes. It's easier on the stomach. You just start to eat them. You know, but soy sauce like an hour after you wake up is not possible.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So if we were to test
jump
this,
the sodium levels,
right?
Immediately,
just
like start your day
you'd
with
feel like
mini
sticky.
heart attack.
Yes, you'd feel sweaty the rest of the day. Like, no, this has to be warmed up to with at least some food in the stomach. You have to be awake for a few hours after lunch, midday, right between lunch and dinner,
meal dessert,
right? So, I mean, most breakfast foods can be dessert foods. Besides, I mean, eggs and like sausage and stuff. It's like that's not really dessert type food, but I mean like waffles, cereal, pancakes, French toast. That is just dessert food. That really is.
I'm so hungry.
Oh my gosh, I am hungry too. I had a bag of goldfish in my car.
Is that all you ate?
No, all I ate recently.
I'll have Clara make you something.
You know,
AKA just a bowl of cereal because we have a lot of cereals.
That's fair.
And milk.
So I mean,
but
I would try this. I don't like soy sauce,
I would too.
But it's like if they're saying it's not your typical soy sauce that you put on rice.
It's like syrupy.
It's special for pancakes. So I would try this. I think that we should. It just really depends on the time of day that you're eating it.
Well, let's make sure it's not 8 a.m. Make sure it's 8 p.m. As an after-meal dessert.
But, I mean,
like traditional Japanese.
Just like the Japanese intended.
I'm saluting.
Thank you, Japan. Japan has some crazy stuff, man.
I know.
But, like, I mean, there's a lot of really weird food combos that people say are, like, the most delicious thing that they've ever had in their entire life. Stuff that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head because I eat a pretty bland spaghetti and taco dinner every day. I mean, I'm a pretty vanilla white dude, you know? What else?
Speaking of vanilla white dude, you can put it on vanilla ice cream.
Oh, no.
She tried it, yes.
Right, well, okay, it's like a sweet and salty.
I found out it's
it.
only 800 yen, which is $7.40.
Okay.
If it's in America, I'm buying it.
Right.
Just so we can try it. We'll put a video on the YouTube channel.
Yes. Yeah, we'll try it, you know? What could go wrong, you know?
I mean,
we're young.
There are a lot could go wrong with salty soy sauce all over my pancakes and my vanilla's ice creams.
Yeah.
A lot could go wrong, but I think that'd be the funny thing. I think it'd be even funnier if it went really well and we started like getting sponsored by them and selling it because we really believe in this product.
All right.
Soy sauce.
Yeah, I will try this with an open mind. I will try it.
That's all I'm asking.
So normally I'm not picky, not nearly as picky as my wife can be.
Mr. Tongue Boy, mutant tongue boy.
All right, Chonk.
Oh my God.
You just said you would identify as a snake that would eat anything.
That's true.
So I would try. I would really try. I really would. But I can be a little picky. You know, there's some stuff that I like. There's stuff
I want to feed you peppers while you sleep.
Oh my gosh. The smell of a pepper will make my stomach hurt.
Yeah.
No, I have this weird tongue thing that it just like I don't know the name for it, but my dentist was like, "Yeah, I've seen that before." Have you ever had a dentist wearing their dental gloves just grab your tongue and feel it like one of those like pin cushions? It's actually better than you
Did he
think.
touch anything else, Tony?
No, he did not. Just my tongue. And he asked me to take off my pants.
Oh, God. He said he was also... oh, God.
Yeah, this is my dentist. He's just making sure that everything was okay.
I can't do it. A leg doctor, too.
All right. So I have this weird... It's like there's like cracks in my tongue. And some people have it, some people don't.
And you're super sensitive, right?
Some people are sensitive, some people aren't. I'm really sensitive to anything that's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Even like for a while, and it's gotten better
dated.
over the time. That's why we never dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
Too spicy for you.
You're a spicy boy.
Boy.
So anything that's like, yeah, pretty much anything that's relatively spicy can bother me.
Sure.
It's gotten better over the years. I just think that my tongue has been scalded by my
experiences,
my taste buds just dying because
Yikes.
they're so. But it's like into my tongue. It's not like I'm a wimp with spicy stuff, and it's like like I can like my eyes will water with like some really spicy stuff, but that's not what bothers me. It's like it's the physical feeling on my tongue is what bothers me. Carbonation from soda will even make my tongue sting a little bit.
You told me that. I remember that.
If I had like a spicy
Dr. Pepper has got a kick to it.
Yeah, if I had like a spicy McDonald's Sprite, it hurts.
God, you're so white.
Right?
It's
bad.
If I have lately toasted
because I'm missing out on so much good food.
If I have lightly toasted white bread, it's pretty spicy to me. Okay, fine.
It just has grit, you know? But I've gotten way more used to it as time goes on. I love Chipotle.
Remember early in our relationship, you were like, yeah, I don't do spicy food. And you made like a big deal. And now you're kind of like, I'll just go with the flow. And if it is...
I've just gotten more numb to the pain.
Yeah. That's about it. We just had dead air for like 0.3 milliseconds. It was weird.
I'm dead, numb to the pain.
Oh, is that what it was? Is that why you stood up straight kind of weird?
I kind of did like one of those blank stares into the camera. Just really...
Oh, man.
It's kind of like when Jim...
Anyone who's listening
like in
to
the
audio is
office.
like, what the frick is happening?
It's like in the office when Jim looks away at the camera because of somebody
Something
said.
happened.
He's just that look where he's just...
I love that was his signature look. And then you started seeing other characters do it, and you're like, oh, that's the Jim. You got it.
Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd is just my mantra. So, yeah, I've gotten used to it. And
yeah.
But, like, so it's really just spicy is what bothers me. But I can do extreme saltiness. That doesn't hurt my tongue nearly as much. And sour doesn't bother me, which is surprising.
That's weird. Usually
Isn't that weird?
Sour and spicy kind of go in.
You would think so. You would really think so. But like
maybe it's different sensors.
Even some like minty stuff has bothered me a little bit because mint is just
Mint's
cold
powerful.
spicy.
Cold spicy.
Right?
Mint is just cold spicy. You heard it here, folks, on DriveTimes podcast. The epiphany, the revelation, if you will, that mint is just cold spicy.
This is from all that weed I smoked in that cathedral.
Oh my gosh.
I just had a revelation. My eyes got real wide.
Dude.
It's going to be like headline.
You ever have the
There's going to be like
mints?
a quick cut to like a montage of like New York Times says that mint is cold spicy. There's like a paper boy. Mint is the new cold spicy. You heard it here first.
Dude, you ever
It's like a very 1930s, 1940s montage.
The greeter at the church cathedral. Dude, have you ever had the church mints, bro? They're complimentary from the church. But the mint inside of it, dude, it's cold spicy, man. Excuse me?
Okay.
Did you say it's cold? Dude, do you burn?
Yeah.
For the Lord, dude? Then you gotta get this cold spicy up in your mouth, dude. Full of mints, and the mints have like those little strap things like you see on Pinterest where it just says like love Jesus or like, whatever on it. And you
By
flip
the
it
way,
around.
Have you had joints for Jesus?
It's our youth group outreach called Joints for Jesus, where we all join together and burn. And you're like looking at him like, what?
This
like,
dude is
for the
high as a
Lord.
kite. He's like, I can't tell if he's high or not. He smells bad, but I don't think that's. I think that's because he hasn't showered.
I think it's because he licks the mint and rubs it on his body, and that's all he uses as deodorant.
Yeah, just mint,
Just
cold spice,
the mint.
cold spice.
Cold Spice. It's just a line of mint flavored Old Spice.
Oh my gosh, yo, we gotta contact Old Spice.
Be like, Cold
If we
Spice?
send them a letter and then we get them to buy that trademark from us for like $40, we'll be rich.
I'm telling you, dude. And they sell for $40 million when they eventually get bought out.
That's
by
what happened
Amazon,
to Black Suit
which
Spider-Man.
everyone.
So the iconic Black Suit Spider-Man that appeared in Avengers Secret Wars number 8.
Yep, which I have.
You have that comic. It's so cool.
It is nice.
I think it's over there in the
I have
bin
it
somewhere.
graded.
Yeah. That iconic suit appeared the first time in the 80s because a fan sent it in, and then Marvel contacted said, "Hey, we'll buy it for like $300." And in the 80s, that's like
Good money.
it's like $600.
In the 80s, for a kid, that's like $600.
Yeah, that's like enough money to retire. And so
It's
it was
6
like a
years
little
old.
kid, and then that iconic Black Suit Spider-Man has spawned into so much stuff
Yeah.
over the years.
I mean, the Sony Pictures, Marvel Studio Entertainment, Icon Cinematic Feature Film, Spider-Man 3 had it.
Yes,
Long intro.
yeah. That's just the name of the movie.
I
can't even repeat that. You have to play it back.
Oh man, I want
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, but moral of the story: I would try those pancakes. Do you want to hear a really disgusting sentence that my brother once said to me?
Oh gosh.
So pancakes, they absorb like a sponge, you know.
Sure.
So my brother said this to me. He said it was just one line, and it just made me cringe so much. He said, "She ate the damp pancake off the moist bathroom floor."
Oh, it's so messed
I don't know
up.
where he heard that from. And I'm like, Troy, is this what you think about after you go to church?
Hold on.
And I just cringed. I was like,
Cringe ASMR. Hold on. She ate the damp pancake off the moist bathroom flour.
ah,
I want to hear that back.
I made my
Just
toes
that
curl,
audio.
but not in a good way.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's gross.
Troy, what the frick, dude? Chill, man. You need to burn for the Lord, dude.
You need to take that spice and make it a little colder.
You
All
need
right?
cold spice. You need some mints from the church, and you need to go to a joint party for Jesus.
Right. Man, what did this podcast turn into? We really went off the deep end.
I'm
with
just
this one.
saying, dude. Back to the weed. I'm just saying, dude. We gotta start the youth group, and it's just free mints in a bowl, which is really just the cold spicy.
Right.
And then, man, we just get all together in this joint room, and we just gotta burn for the Lord. Get the next story out of here.
Oh my gosh. Man, I don't even. There's no segue. We just went deep into a pool
I love
of vast emotion. Really. So this news comes from Los Angeles, which is, they say it's a story fit for Hollywood. I don't know if it's fake.
Freaking
I don't know
LA.
if it's set up to make it go viral, but a lot of different people have seen this woman deep lurking in the metros of Los Angeles.
Lurking?
Not really. They say it's hauntingly beautiful. And LAPD has shared this tweet, and it's a video of this woman who seems to be older. Her hair is in like pigtails. She has a cart that's like filled to the brim. She has bags
Like
that
a
are in
homeless
buckets.
kind of
She
cart?
looks homeless.
Okay.
And she is singing opera.
Like legit?
Like legit beautiful opera. And she has a beautiful voice. She really does. And they say it's a story fit for Hollywood. The Los Angeles Police Department Twitter says 4 million people call Los Angeles home. 4 million stories, 4 million voices. sometimes you just have to stop and listen to one to hear something beautiful.
That's really awesome.
It really is nice. And this woman has a gorgeous voice. And they don't know this woman, and the woman hasn't contacted anybody or said anything. So
does she sing for like money, or does she just randomly?
She just sings. I mean, so like if you've ever been in the subway and you hear just how much like echo. And that, I can't imagine in person how beautiful that sound is.
I bet, man.
Right. I mean, so like you see like a lot of people doing covers of songs like in their bathroom,
right?
Because you just get like this natural, like really nice reverb that affects your voice. So I'm sure in like a grand
is that
subway,
why people sing in their bathroom? I never understood that.
Yeah, and you know it's funny. Some people when they record a podcast, if it's just like one person, they will actually set the mic up in their closet.
I've heard that they'll set it up in their closet or in their bathtub.
Interesting. I guess
with the curtain.
I guess it depends on.
I guess like the three walls like enclosed in a space like that.
Yeah, with the closet because you have a ton of clothes hanging up, it's just sound dampening. Your sound will just get absorbed. You won't hear any bounce back from different walls or anything.
See, that's if you have it going into like audio blah here. That's a condenser mic, which picks up little things. I have a direct mic just because I knew my house is not soundproof at all, and I literally have a newborn baby. And yeah, like there's a cricket chirping outside. A condenser mic would literally pick that up.
Yeah, I can hear it.
And you'd be like, oh, as a listener, you'd be like, I'm going to rip my freaking ears out. But with a direct mic, it's just right here.
Yeah.
It's not over here.
Yeah, and like been watching the audio track. So this woman's singing in the subway, and I don't know why she's. I mean, people are saying that she's probably homeless. But they say like people are like, is it a hoax? Is it a grab for attention because of like a talent saturated city?
Like the yodel kid in the Walmart.
Right? It's Los Angeles.
But
everyone goes there to be famous, and this woman is just singing, and it's beautiful. It really is.
But who cares if it's a grab for attention?
It's not. And she's not asking for tips. You have a talent. She does, and she's just expressing it. And this woman's voice it really is beautiful. And she's just singing. She's just like, I don't care who hears me. You know, there's no tip bucket out there. She's just singing.
She's got her little cart.
Which is amazing because, like, if she gains attention from this, she could leave a tip bucket out and she could be like, you know, as a musician, I'm like, yeah, I get it. You know, like, it's just like a little talent you have. Yeah, you just want to share that. But this woman is just, like the LAPD said, just 4 million stories, 4 million voices. You just have to stop and listen to one just to hear something beautiful. Which is really nice. Yeah. It really is. That's just some good news.
But they didn't show you the second part of that. The LAPD arrested her for loitering. No. We just wanted to hear her more honestly. So we just arrested her, put her in a jail cell, and made her sing.
Yeah. A lot of people have claimed to see her like near Hollywood. So they say that she's just been riding the trains forever. People heard her at the Civic Center. Wow. I need to contact...
So she just like runs around.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, they say that her story remains a mystery. People were contacting like Ellen. They've been contacting America's Got Talent, see if they can try to get her on, but like no one has like been able to really contact her. Which is almost like it'd be a really cool story, and you'd see it like in some movie that like 40 years after all the recycled properties have been recycled so many times, they say, let's look at something original based on a true story.
Right.
And Lord. I'd say take a different turn with it, make it into like a thriller mystery, make her a ghost.
Ooh.
She's singing opera because she died.
I think do the Mandela effect. Take a aspect of her story and make it so that half the people remember that specific aspect, but the actual aspect is different. And the Mandela effect kicks in and you're like, oh, this half of the universe is from a different dimension.
Right.
A parallel universe where that aspect was actually existent.
Right.
Then sci-fi thriller.
Yes. Ooh.
Get the Avengers in there. That's really the
crossover.
Avengers. Because they're all a little different than the Avengers you and I know. Because it's a parallel universe, baby. And you know what blasts off in the front of the sky coming in from hyperspace?
What is that?
The Millennium effing Falcon, dude. Boom! Crossover Marvel Star Wars.
That's like perfect combination. Opera and Disney
It's like
properties.
a super sweet story, but that's all the trailer is. That super sweet story of the old lady.
It's just a
not the old lady,
twist.
Yeah, but you don't show any of that in the trailer.
Oh, you don't.
You just walk in and you go, "Why is this a 3.5 hour long movie?"
It's just a big prank.
That's it.
This really nice like indie film, just like
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
yeah, just Star Wars and America's Got Talent and the Ellen Show, all cross over into one. It'd be one cluster F of a movie.
That'd be absolutely insane. The
But
budget for the actors.
I don't put it past it to be made.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for when they run out of ideas so bad that 5-10 years from now, Disney starts making remakes of the live action, remakes of the animated action, animated again. So an animated version of the live action remake of the original animation.
So after they changed it up a little bit to make it different from the original animation, they animate the
live action remake.
So it's just basically
another animated film that's a little different
because it's from a parallel universe. We're getting too deep, man.
Oh man, we're too deep.
Are you sure your wife she didn't have like an incense burner in the kitchen or anything?
I'll find out, dude. And you hit your contacts up for the burn. And we'll burn for Jesus, dude. Not really at all. Police officers who watch this, I do not smoke. He has a kilo of cocaine in his car. Please arrest him. His name's Tony.
It's sugar. I swear to God.
Sugar in bags?
No, I swear, dude. I
saw the Spanish dude sell it to you, Tony.
Just because a Spanish guy works at BJ's where I pick up 250 pounds of sugar doesn't mean it's cocaine.
I know a whole warehouse where he keeps all of his bags of
It's sugar.
Sugar.
I swear to God,
unquote.
taste it. Put a little in your gum and taste it.
Oh.
I thought about that because I have to pick up like a ton of sugar. Literally like 1,200 pounds
he owns
or
the
2,000
snowballs.
pounds. Yeah, a
he
ton of sugar.
owns a snowball.
Yes, I have one or two. So yeah, I pick up a lot of sugar, and like sometimes the bags break open, and like there's a little like
it's Puff cloud.
Yeah, there's like white grain in my trunk or like my back seat or something.
Oh man!
And if you don't think that it's
snitching,
sugar,
man. I'm Tekashi 6ix9ine in your ass.
No,
Your Honor.
Yes, right. Yeah, you're still looking at 20 years. E.T. did 9/11.
Oh my God. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll cut that down to 15.
Yeah, right.
E.T. and Barney.
No.
10.
But anyway, shout out to our sponsor from this video.
Yes, our sponsor is the Dad Bods Patreon. Go and support the show if you enjoyed it, if you like it. Our Patreon's just set up for us in order to keep the show running and build and build and build, make better sets, better things, better audio quality, better stuff for you guys and for us as well. Everything just gets reinvested into the podcast for now, and then the rest of it will be donated, to our kids' college fund. But yeah, that's patreon.com/thedadbods. We ask for maybe $1 a month if you can. If not, one-time donations are cool too. Whatever you want to give. If you want to give. If not, enjoy the show.
Yeah, you know what? And thanks for watching. Give me a slap on that like right here.
Oh, are we done? Yeah, we're wrapping up now? Cool.
Yeah. We've been going for like an hour.
If you're listening on Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, give us a review. If not, YouTube, share with friends, share with family if you like it or enjoy it.
And give us some feedback. We're still small. We're still just starting. We haven't even been doing this for a few months.
I'm Chonk.
You're Chonk, right? Okay.
Yeah, please.
The show is small, filled with some medium to large-sized men.
I'll take that.
So give us some feedback. We
Dad
have
Bods.
no script or schedule. We're just doing what we think is fun. Because we're two bros.
Tell us what you like.
Chilling in a podcast 5 feet apart because we're not gay. Oh, no.
We're not 5 feet apart. And with that note, I'm Alex.
I'm Tony.
And we are
the
Dad
Bods.
Bods signing out.
See you
Peace.
guys.